All right. There was a girl that I knew. Again, she showed up at Merrill Lynch one day. I don't know if she replaced. She worked for John Adamo. I don't know if she replaced Nancy or Nancy replaced after her. Anyway, her name was Maria. I think she was much more substantially more beautiful than the Maria I grew up with. I don't know, there's just a presence about her. I apparently, I tottered on whatever. Because she just showed up. She said, "It's my first day." She says, "Will you come to lunch with me?" And I'm like, I don't think we're allowed to leave at the same time. She says, "Oh," she's like, if I, whatever. She's like, "Come on, it's my first day." And somehow she worked it out, and Peter said, "Okay." I think maybe Kathy was there. Yeah. So anyway, so we went to lunch, and she said something along the lines of, at some point it gets a little hazy, because then she became very standoffish, which again with me, I'm used to it. It's just I look at them I'm like, now what the hell did I just what was my action 2 steps before? What did I do to walk in? Did I walk through the net? What the hell made her turn? I'm like, she's like, well, no, because she's like, what if I told you, we can have lunch this one time, but I don't really want to be friends, and I'm not making a commitment to liking you. In fact, she's like, I really, from what I've heard, I'm not really whatever. And I'm like, now you've thrown me off. I said, today's your first day at work. I was like, you invited me to lunch. I was like, normally I don't hang out with girls. I was like, but you seem like a nice person. I said, I have no problem being friendly because we have to work next to one another, and it's nicer than being mean to one another. I was like, but now that part about you made it seem like you did research before you met me. And she's like, you know what, let's go before whatever. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, I'll drive. I'm like, okay. And she's like, are you always this easy? And I was like, well, it really depends. I was like, in something like making a decision about a restaurant to eat at, and if you could drive or not, yeah, no, it's that easy. I don't have to have my car, whatever. And besides, I have a really beat up old station wagon. I don't think we can, but she's like, no. So then we went to lunch, I think right next door. Yeah, I think we went right next door. And then that was it. We had one lunch, and then we just stayed friendly. But again, Jay was difficult because her husband, Pat, was more ironworker, union, real man. And Jay was Jay in doofy, goofy, and nobody wants to bring him into it's not like a husband you're so proud of to go out with, and you're like, oh, he's mine. And you're more like, no, let's stay home. No, let's not go to the networking event together. We're good. Right. Let's think about this. And then while we were eating lunch, it got a little confusing for me because I felt I always walk into stuff because, I don't have research before. I said to Maria, I'm like, listen, I was like, I don't know you. I was like, you seem to know a lot more about me, which I'm fine with. I was like, but please don't be angry with me when I'm trying to be honest. And it's I need to, I'm trying to also be I'm not being cautious in the sense of, I have to figure out where you're looking from how it's possible, where I'm standing in what you're asking of me. So when I give you an answer, it has a full picture. Because if I misinterpret what you're saying, now I'm giving you an answer, but it's coming from the wrong angle, and then it can be dangerous. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like because you're already on edge, it seems. I was like, and I was like, I don't want to give you any wrong, whatever. And she's like, see, so you're cautious. And I'm like, right, well, yeah, of course, because again, I don't like making people upset. I was like, but again, right, and I don't know you very well, so and I know you don't know me, which is fine, but like again, and she's like, so you don't know who I am and who I know. I was like, again, no, I wouldn't. She's like, but if you knew how, would you? And I'm like, well, probably not, unless I had a specific need to. I was like, but I wouldn't have been prepared for this lunch because today's your first day. And she's like, right, oh, right. She's like, yeah, okay. And I was like, yeah, how does one prepare and like look someone up? I was like, I mean, this is like a totally foreign. I was like, my dad runs a business, but God only knows how he gets clients and things. I was like, this is my first job. So I'm just trying to, and I got here and Peter already had clients. So I'm trying to figure out how this prospecting and networking thing even works. I was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah, I don't really know. I think like they have firms or things you can hire, like private investigators or things. And I'm like, oh. I was like, are they a lot of money? Like, is it worth it? Right. I mean, again, that's like the extent of, and now she said, what's my, and because again, I'm not good with names. And she's like, yeah, but you should be good with the ones that are really important to you. And I was like, you're right. I was like, but I have, since I was a kid, I was like, I don't know why, I have a problem with my memory. I was like, I mean, I meet people and then trying to remember who they were or what the moment was. Sometimes it's clear, and sometimes it's like I wasn't even there. So for me, like, she's like, I want you to remember, like, see the back of my desk, this is a credenza. And I'm like, right. I was like, that sounds like George Costanza. She's like, actually, yeah. I was like, I was thinking more like a crescendo. Like, you look more like because I can tell you're trying to be really calm with me, and I appreciate your patience. I was like, but I can feel that you get very passionate, or you can get very passionate. She goes, actually, music. I was like, right, see, that's why I'm thinking crescendo would make more sense. But again, if you want credenza, something that you put things in and then close the doors to keep it safe, I was like, that's how I'll remember you. And then that was really it. I think she asked me to give Jason the business card, which I did. He was like, what do you want me to do with it? I'm like, I don't know. Girl at work said that maybe you could do a website for her husband or something like that, because I think he was doing web design at the time. And that was really that. Yep.